Hi there. This is the first of 5 short videos that I'm filming for you themed around different elements. So this class is Earth element themed. And when we're thinking about Earth, we're thinking about foundations, right? We're thinking about the ground beneath us. We're thinking about grounding our nervous system. We're thinking about being solid and strong in our core foundations. So pretty much all this practice is done either reclined on our back or seated or kneeling. We're going to start coming down onto our backs and coming down into a little reclined butterfly pose. So bringing the soles of the feet together, allowing the knees to fall out to the side, and you can just have your arms relaxed and open, or maybe you want to bring them onto your belly. Or you could even start a gentle opening through your shoulders and bring them up into a little cactus shape. And whatever option you choose, just taking a few slow, deep breaths here. Starting to really breathe into the abdomen and into the rib cage. And really noticing the contact points between the back of the body and the mat beneath you. So noticing where your feet are resting on the mat, your hips and glutes, perhaps a little bit around the low back, the mid back, the shoulder blades, backs of the arms, the back of the head. Noticing how it feels to be supported, to have this solid foundation beneath you. And can you just relax and get heavier on this surface just a little bit more? Just noticing if you're holding some muscle tension, you're holding yourself in the position, can you let some of that tension go and really allow the earth beneath you to hold you? Just bring the arms back down if you have them overhead. Use them just to lift the knees up, and then let's just stretch out the legs, stretch out the arms, do one long stretch here. And then bringing the feet back onto the mat, just use that to lift the hips over to the right side of the mat. We're going to walk our feet away from us over to the left corner, and you can have them side by side, or you could tuck your right ankle over your left. Try and intend that right hip back down to the mat, and then gently turn the shoulders towards the left as well, maybe lifting the arms above the head. I quite like to interlace the thumbs here, so there's a bit of a traction pulling the hands apart. And stretching long through the right side of the body now. And coming back into those deep breaths. Breathing into the right side of the rib cage, feeling that expansion. Can you relax the body onto the ground again? A big side body stretch. And bringing the arms down, bring the feet up, shift your hips over to the left side of the mat. Walk your legs out towards the right, maybe hooking that left ankle on top. Intend that left hip down, turn the shoulders towards the right as well. And again, maybe interlacing the hands. Maybe you can put the other thumb on top this time. Gentle traction, pulling those hands apart. Just stretching long through the left side of the body, breathing deeply into the left rib cage. One more breath here. And then bring the arms down, bring the feet back, shift your hips back to the middle of the mat. Just pause for a moment, see how that feels. And then let's bring hips, knees and feet roughly in alignment. Feet almost able or just about able to touch the heels with the tips of your fingers. Drawing the shoulder blades behind you, pressing the feet into the mat. Start to curl the pelvis up, lifting up to bridge pose. So lifting up the hips just as high as you would like. They don't have to be too high. Pressing into the feet and feeling the shift in the waist and in the foundations. So the feet should be pressing down, hips lifting up, thinking about drawing long from the tailbone back towards the shoulder blades. The shoulder blades and the back of the head heavy on the mat, but not doing too much work. Shouldn't be any pressure in your neck. Let's lift up onto tiptoes now, noticing the change as you shift your foundation, and then see if you can keep your hips there. Drop the heels down. Let's do that twice more. Up onto tiptoes. Drop the heels. Once more. Good. One more breath. Rolling down slowly. Hips are the last thing to meet the mat. Draw the knees in towards the chest and then draw them out towards the underarms. You could just stay here. Maybe you just want to rock a little bit side to side here. Or you could take hold of the soles of the feet or of the big toes. Start to bring the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. Pressing the knees wide and down. Happy baby. Taking a few deep breaths. Again, feeling the shift in your foundation. The weight pressing down now on the low back and the hips. Maybe you want to rock a little bit here, side to side, a little bit of a massage for the low back. And you breathe some more ease into those hips. Let's bring the knees together, hands behind the back of the knees, and just rock yourself up to seated. Stretching the legs out straight in front of you, toes curling back as if you're trying to pull your toes back towards you. Slight micro bend in the knees, otherwise straight legs. Bring the hands beside your hips, pressing down slightly through the hands, the heels, the backs of the legs, drawing the shoulder blades back, top of the head pointing up towards the ceiling, staff pose. So feeling the foundations all the way from your sit bones along the back of your legs now. Just release that staff pose. Just bring the right knee up, cross the right foot across the left thigh. Bringing the right fingertips behind you, we're coming into a twist. So either just bring your arm around the knee and turn, or you can lift the left arm up towards the ceiling like someone is pulling it straight. Keep that length as you hook the elbow to the outside of that knee and use that traction to turn into a little twist. Keep the spine nice and straight, pressing down through that right foot, keeping your foundations. Big breath in, letting it go. Maybe you can twist a little bit more. Gently coming back to center. Let's bring the right foot to the inside of the right thigh now. And we're just going to take a passive forward fold. So just allow the spine to naturally roll down and curve. Slight micro bend through that knee. And again, feeling your foundations, your sit bone, your left heel, the back of the left leg, the side of the right leg. Let yourself curve. I like to bring the hands, palms upwards so that I can't push or pull. Just allowing gravity to gently pull you towards the earth. Bringing the hands onto the mat. Let's walk our hands back up. Straighten. Come back to Dandasana, to staff pose. So once again, legs about hip width apart, toes pulling back towards you, hands beside the hips, pressing down, straighten the spine, top of the head pulling towards the ceiling. Notice if it feels a little bit different this time. Feeling into the foundations and the earth beneath you. And then let's release. Let's bring the left foot over the right thigh. Really plant that foot down, straighten the spine, and take the twist of your choice. Straighten the arm up, hook the elbow, and turning. Take a couple of breaths here. On the exhale, maybe you can turn a little bit more. One more breath. And let's release that twist, bringing the left foot now to the inside of the right thigh, and just a passive forward fold. Just allow yourself to curve down and round, allowing the earth, allowing gravity to do the work. Keeping your breath going nice and long. Breathing here into the back body. One more breath here. And then activate through the arms, pressing your hands into the ground to roll back up. One last time into staff pose. Pulling the feet back, pressing the hands down, feeling if you've got more lift, more space in the spine. Now let's keep the legs really active and lift the arms up towards the ceiling, fingertips pointing upwards, and then hinge from the hips, leaning forward. Sweep the fingertips along the mat, and as you bring them behind you, plant the feet onto the mat, pressing into the hands, pressing into the feet, lift up, reverse tabletop. Bring the hips back down. Stretch the legs up, arms up, active staff pose. Hinging from the hips, leaning forward, bringing the hands back, sweeping them back behind you. Find your stance, reverse table. One more time. Find that active staff pose. And hinge, sweeping the hands back, finding your reverse table, and this time, let's hold it for a few breaths. So pressing through the hands, pressing through the feet. If you would like, you could drop the head back, feeling a lovely expansion through the front of the shoulders. But thinking about foundations, where's your balance? Where's your center of balance? Press into the feet, lift the hips a little bit more. Bring the chin back to the chest first. Drop the hips. Bring the legs out in front of you. Let's bring the arms up again. And this time let's come forward into an active forward fold. So hinge from the hips just as far as you can, and then bring the hands down to the mat. Notice the difference between this forward fold and the passive forward fold. So my feet are engaged, toes pointing back. Back of the legs are active, pressing into the mat, so are my sit bones. Keeping a straight spine. Feeling into the earth beneath me. One more breath. And then let's release. Let's roll back up. Let's cross at the ankles, coming over into all fours. So once again, find your foundation. Finding the hands, the knees, the tops of the feet, drawing in the core a little bit to support your back. Pressing down through the hands and broadening through the shoulder girdle. Pressing down through the knees, the tops of the feet, drawing in the tummy, looking slightly ahead towards the top of the mat, and feel how this pose feels. finding your foundations. Let's lift the left leg and the right arm, shifting the balance. Can you hold your foundation? Reaching long and let it go. Come back. Can you find that all fours position again? Right leg and left leg, left arm stretching long. Adjust your balance. Come back. Find your foundation. Good. Let's do that once more on each side. Right arm, left leg. Draw in the tummy. Don't worry about wobbles, they're normal. Come back. Find your foundation. Once more, right leg, left arm this time, stretching long. Come back to center. Find your foundation. Good. Okay, let's take it up a little notch. We're going to bring right arm, left leg. Now bend the left knee. Bring the right arm behind you. Take hold of the foot or of the ankle. Kicking the foot into the palm, pulling the shoulder back, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, tiger pose. Can you find your foundation and your balance? Pressing down through the right foot, right knee, left hand. Kick that left leg up a bit more. Bring the right hand, the left knee back. Press the ground away from you, cat pose. Drop the head, little wiggle maybe. Beautiful. Find your foundation. Right leg, left arm. Bend the right knee, left hand behind you. Take hold of the foot or of the ankle. Start to kick that foot back, pulling back the left shoulder, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. Find your balance. Think about your foundation. Keep breathing. One more breath. Come back. Find your foundation. Good. Okay, let's tuck the toes. Pressing back, walk your hands back till you can come back into a little toe squat. So knees about hip width apart. Just feeling a nice stretch through the soles of the feet here. Let's just pause for a moment, catching our breath. Stretching through the soles of the foot. And then shift the weight forward, come off the toes, just tap them out a little bit, be quite an extreme stretch. Coming back, hips onto your feet, bring the fingertips behind you, start to shift your weight back so you can lift your knees, doing a little ankle stretch now, keeping the fingertips up like little spider fingers, and start to just expand through the chest, puffing the chest up towards the ceiling, bringing the shoulder blades together, little chest stretch. Big breath. Rock back onto your knees. Let's bring big toes together, knees wide apart as you would like. Walking your hands forward, forehead down to the mat. Extended child's pose. And once again, coming back to feeling into our foundations. The forehead, the hands, the arms, the knees, the feet. All pressing down onto the earth beneath us. Can you allow your hips to get heavier? Can you allow your body to soften? And let the weight of gravity pull you closer to the earth. Let's press the hands into the mat. Walk them back slowly, shifting the weight back up onto your heels. Bring the knees together. just pausing in a little kneeling position, bringing one hand over the other, slight pressure over your heart, taking a big breath in and letting it go with a sigh. Bring the hands to the lap. And blinking the eyes open. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed this little earth-themed grounding flow. There are a couple of journaling prompts and a suggested integration tool in the comments down below. So if you'd like to continue this foundational practice today and take it off your mat and into the rest of life, why don't you give those a go? And I look forward to practicing with you again soon.